All right, we should be good. Apologies for the technical difficulties. As Heat 2 of the night is underway, brought to you by Regency Home Inspections. Brian Dickens is your race leader. Who won Heat 1, Zach, as we are back underway?
Isaac Salas took it. And I pulled up the stream, Marty. Looks great.
Awesome. Perfect. All right, if you're just joining us, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Do not be surprised when we go through these gremlins here all night, as we've been working through a lot of issues here. Slide job from Trevor Giroux. Contact with Brian Dickens as he leads. Here comes Dean Reynolds downstairs for the second spot, Zach. Look at this. He may go 2 for 1. Great pass from Dino.
Yeah, that was a big move here. No kidding. And now Trevor going back downstairs. Able to get it done for now, but Bob the Good, he went off. That's why I was drawing a blank there. He went off the backstretch. So we got 2 going over so far, B, Temp, and Bob.
Remember, with over 24 drivers here with us, just over 30 exactly tonight. Contact between Dickens and Reynolds. Your top 4 drivers transfer. So Buddy Molyneux has the final spot in. Everyone else goes down to the B main this evening.
You mean Morano? That's Anthony. Dino's not in this one. That's the Ant-Man.
Oh, yeah,
Look
that is Morano. Oh, look out. Oh, my goodness. The entire top 3 got into it, and Trevor Giroux pays the price.
Yeah, he just found himself in the middle there. I don't know what much more that 75 could have done.
Final lap here underway in heat race number 1 as Anthony Morano has controlled the troops here at bay in this heat race. As he makes his way through turn number 4, checkers wave. Morano wins heat race number 2.
Jeff Barker just barely edged out Dittmer there for 3rd place. That was could be a big pass here. Large field.
So let's look at the results here from each heat race so far, because we have a little digging to do. We need to see if Brandon Templeton fell off earlier, because if he did, that is considered one on the fall off count. I think he did, because I saw something that says that he crashed, and he did. So there's fall off number 1 for you. If you like to keep score at home, we'll keep score at home. If you like to play along, do that. The heat 2 results had Bob DeGood finish 6 laps down, so let's see if he fell off. And he did. Got to see if Bud Molyneux fell off in the contact there in that accident. Nope, Molyneux just simply went around. Then obviously we mentioned Giroux, how he got sideways. So fall off count early here is at 2. Heat 3 lineup, meanwhile, brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. The lineup has Logan Wentz on the pole in the 118. Next to him, Superman Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Row 200 grand, Joseph Grandy in the 518, and Gavin Chatham in the 99, now with the Full Throttle Motorsports team. Row 3, Dan McLaren in the 88. Next to him, Steven Stewart in the 29. And the final row for tonight, Harold Klump in the 2, and Michael Todd in the Mystery Machine 117. Not endorsed by Zach, though.
No, but he's adding more to it every week. I'm falling in love with it.
I'm sorry, I should say endorsed by Zach, not affiliated with Zach, though.
Oh, yeah. See, I went along with it. I understood what you were saying, even though you said the wrong word, because, yes, you're correct in both ways.
So there's the fall-off count on your screen. We finally got it set. And so we are set to go green here for our final heat race. I believe actually, no, heat race number 3, brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. We're underway.
Three wide, Joseph Grandy. Look at him down there.
Trying to go for that 2-for-1 special as the field makes their way into turns number 3 and 4. Sideways goes the 518, clips the Jersey barrier. I think Harold Klump may have caught a piece of that as well.
Yeah, it definitely didn't help him being down there, but man, Joseph, he's going to be kicking himself for that. We know a bunch of cars going home tonight, Marty. 8 cars, so that puts him in a tough spot.
And there will be a stacked B main, and I think at a track like Lernerville with the open 358, you do not want to be starting in the back of the field tonight. Wentz trying underneath Schatzer. Pair of 18s going at it. Chatham stays around the outside, hanging on to P2 for right now. Wentz tries to find a hole. Not going to be able to get it. Chatham almost gave him the lane. But nope, that is not the case. Oh, no yaw there for Wentz as he slides up into Schatzer, and through goes Chatham to the race lead as we're halfway home.
Yeah, you know, that's one of those things, Gavin. He's not going to give it up. But, well, Logan,
oh,
he
we
pays
got to
the
fall
price
off.
there. Yeah, Logan, he gets bounced by Dan McLaren. But that all comes back to, I mean, he tried doing the right thing. He lifted in 1 and 2 to give Gavin that spot back.
3 laps to go here in heat race number 1. Gavin Chatham continues to command the troops at bay. Lead is at 0.6 of a second. Schatzer second, McLaren third. Steven Stewart with a final transfer spot, but Harold Klump all over him in the number 2. Could have a chance at it here, Zach.
Yeah, if he's got anything, he's got to send it here. He's running out of time. Through 3 and 4, white flag in the air. One more trip around, Marty.
So the final lap here is underway. As it's McLaren out in third, Schatzer second, but Gavin Chatham, your leader in the FTM 99. New team for him. Checkers flag waves. Chatham takes the win in Heat 3.
Yeah, and Kurt's going to be a little frustrated, but he's still going to be happy he ended up coming away with second here. It could have been much worse after that contact.
So the fall-off count goes up to 3. One more heat race left to go. Your starting lineup has Dean Reynolds on the pole, the 79. Next to him, it's Kelly Wheeler in car number 110. Row number 2, Sam Bachman in the 007, and slide job Scotty, Scott Rayoma the 4. Row 3, Jason Butterfield, Butters in the 93, and the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in car number 39. Final row for tonight, Michael Vecchio in the 247, and Brandon Gutton making his coast-to-coast debut in car 67. As always, let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. We appreciate you joining us this evening. Hello to Gary Sigelcow, who is driving here tonight in this one. And as always, Mark is rooting for Venom. Graham's definitely excited to see how he performs.
Yeah, and I know, well, we had a lot going on there, heat race number 1, but, man, 5 Venom guys in heat race number 1, so they're pretty much all done for here. They all decided to go at once.
Look at this. The front half of the field is full of FTM race cars. Kelly Wheeler up there starting second. I think Gavin Chatham actually in FTM Race League car, so I gotta double check that on the 99.
No, yeah, Gavin is a FTM driver now. Can confirm.
Nice.
I found out on Friday Night Lights.
Joseph said my wheel keeps jerking too much. I don't know. I can race I don't know if I can race the 358s. Hopefully, not as bad as the sprints. So again, top 4 drivers transfer into the feature. 8 laps in Heat 4. Set to do battle once again as Heat 4 is green.
You talked about it early on, Marty. That guy out front right now, he's battling for the points. So you got to wonder how aggressive Dean and Scott are going to be with their teammate. They're going to maybe take it a little easier, or do you think they race just as hard?
We'll see, but they are still 3 wide for third. Jason Butterfield nearly made it 4 wide for that second spot. Contact there between Rayome and Kelly Wheeler. And Spangler, meanwhile, up the hill, nearly into the wall. I think he collided with Michael Vecchio. But everybody keeps her going here as Bachman hangs on as the race leader, trying to pull away from this Rob Schnapp for second.
And Patrick Spangler's car, that almost looks like it's inspired from one of Isaac's sprint cars. That's a color combination he'd use.
Yeah, you know, you're not wrong on that. Looks a little bit similar to his 360 Rebel sprint car. I'm surprised you're noticing that by now because Spangler's been running that 358 scheme for a while.
Just took 8 weeks, Marty.
So we're halfway home here in heat race number 4. Bachman can you late contact between Rayome and Reynolds. Dino up on the wall, sideways, did he save it? No! Off the track go he and Jason Butterfield. Ah! And they will have to race their way in the B main.
I bet you it got pretty quiet in that FTM Discord, Marty.
You can hear a pin drop in the FTM team chatter. So that fall off count now, folks, is up to 5. Meanwhile, good race for second, Rayom, Wheeler, Spangler. How about Spangler starting from the back, off to a tough start. Now we'll make it into the show. He's got a 1.8 advantage on Brandon Gutton. Here comes Sam Bachman, though, through 3 and 4. An easy heat win for the 007 as Bachman takes the checkers. Rayom second, Wheeler third, and Spangler fourth. Gutton fifth, Vecchio sixth, Butterfield seventh, and Reynolds in eighth. Now we go to the B main here, and we have 16 drivers vying for 8 spots. Shaggy, get your popcorn ready. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, man. I mean, Dino starting shotgun on the field too, man. He's got to turn it on quick.
Jake the Snake Henry next to Canada Connor Ross. That's row number 1. Row number 2, Harold Klump and Brandon Gutton. Row 3, Butchie Baker next to the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. And row number 4, Michael Todd and Michael Vecchio. Row number 5, rounding out the top 10, Gary Sigelkow and Bud Molyneux. Row 6 has Logan Wentz and Butters, Jason Butterfield. Row number 7, B-Temp, Brandon Templeton and Bob DeGood. And the final row here in this B-main, 100 grand, Joseph Grandy and Dean Reynolds.
I mean, Marty, that could be the front row for the feature. That's
pretty
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's insane. So, Brandon's guessing 27. What's everybody else guessing tonight? Let me know in the chat. It's the closest without going over.
Now, does that count for all the races or just this one, Marty?
That counts for all the races tonight. We're counting everything together.
I'm thinking at least 10 in each. Put me at 30.
There you go with 30. All right. I think this one's going to get wild. So I'm going to go with 35. It's 35 or go home. I'm going 35 on the money. So as the field comes 2 by 2, set for our 10-lap last chance showdown. Top 8 drivers make it into the feature.
Green, green, green.
Oh my goodness, there they go. Oh my gosh! Big airtime for Bud Molyneux. Vecchio went up and over. Brandon Gutton, that makes it 3 on the fall-off count. Meanwhile, lap 1 led by Jake Henry. Connor Ross looking low for the race lead. Let's go to the race for 8th. That's between Jason Butterfield and Dean Reynolds. Did I just see Trevor Giroux go off? Nope, I didn't. That was something else.
Yeah, he pulled up to the top just to get off. He realized that right front was broke. But Dino started in last place. He is in
Holy
the transfer spot.
moly! Up 10 spots into 6th. Wentz tries to counter it back. This is a fun one. Now here comes Brandon Templeton trying to take away the 8th position from Jason Butterfield. Butters pulls away for right now.
Yeah, he's having to fight off Bob DeGood, so he can't exactly get a good run here. And now, not too sure what happened, but Logan Wentz, he is slow on the bottom right now, Marty.
It's not looking too good. Contact with B-Temp. Both of them hang on to it. Could you imagine if Bob DeGood gets in and beats both of them? Underneath on Wentz. He took a stab at it, didn't work that time. Jake Henry still your race leader by about 0.6 of a second on Connor Ross. Klump 3rd, Baker 4th, and Sigelkow in 5th. Again, this is the race for the final spot in the show. Gary Sigelkow goes off. He gets the The wheels back
Off
on.
the pace there for a little bit, but
Oh,
seems
and
to have it going
Templeton
back.
sideways. Logan Wentz takes back the 8th position with 3 to go, Zach. And now Single Cow is back off. Out he goes.
Single Cow was in, and now he finds himself out. That's a tough break for Gary, but now Bob, he's got to be licking his lips. He's got to find a way around that 31. He's running out of time.
Only thing, though, is the 8 cars in front of him all utilizing the top. You see the first side-by-side battle. Oh, another guy went off, and that's Single Cow once again. Just trying to let the leaders go by. Final lap is underway. Templeton still with the final spot in. It's Jake Henry, though, out in front. Connor Ross looks underneath, but it's the Snake that takes home the B-main. Final car in the show. Brandon Templeton makes it in. Bob DeGood, Michael Todd, Gary Segelcal, Michael Vecchio, Brandon Gutton, Trevor Giroux, Bud Molyneux, Joseph Grandy all go home. So guess how many we had on the fall-off count, Zach?
Oh, man, what are we at? 11?
Close. We're now at 12.
Oh, my gosh, I'm going to be way off.
Step aside and take a break. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Action continues here as warm-ups are underway. Maybe we have some technical difficulties. There we go. We're back to live. Isaac Salas, your quickest car on track at a 15.808. Sam Bachman second, 15.85. Anthony Morano third, 15.89. Patrick Spengler fourth, 15.92. And Dean Reynolds fifth at a 15.95. Let's know who you're rooting for this evening and your prediction on what the fall-off count will be tonight.
I'm glad warm-ups don't count.
Absolutely. That's why they don't count. It's not about, there's no racing. It's just about putting up a lap time. There's Morano in fourth quick. It's a special race that he hopes to win tonight. But I know many others want to take the checkered flag here too. Let's meet the field and give you the RSN Trackside starting lineup. On the pole, slide job, Isaac Salas in the 5, and the Magic Ant-Man, Anthony Morano in the 32. Row number 2, Gavin Chatham in the 99, and Sam Bachman in the 007. Row number 3, the Jokester, Michael Vitale in the 213, and Brian Dickens in the 122. Row number 4, Superman, Kurt Schatzer in the 218, and slide job Scott Rayom in the 4. Rounding out the top 10, Brian Lawson in the 9 and the Brewer to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row 6, Dan McLaren in the 88 and Kelly Wheeler in the 110. Row 7, Trent Verstraeten, he's in the 88, and the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Row number 8, Steven Stewart in the 29, and the High Side Banger, Patrick Spangler in car 39. Row number 9, Jake the Snake Henry in the 171, and Canada Connor Ross in the 35. Row 10, it's Harold Klump in the 2, and Butchie Baker in the 97. Row 11, Dean Reynolds in the 79, and Butters, Jason Butterfield in the 93. And the final row on the grid tonight, Logan Wentz in the 118, and B-Temp, Brandon Templeton in the 31. Field rolls off here for their first of 2 pace laps. Who do you got tonight, Zach?
Oh, I like Slide Job starting first here. Isaac Salas for the win tonight.
I'm rooting for my fellow buddy that suffers from epilepsy. Give me the Magic Ant-Man, Morano, to get this done.
Yeah, definitely rooting for him too. Like I say, I touched on that at the beginning. He said he suffered some seizures this morning. He hadn't had any in a long time, so hopefully he's all good, and it would be nice to see that 32 at the top.
Regardless, though, he is a special dude, that's for sure. An awesome guy to talk around in iRacing. Field is rolling down the back straight, and the Steve King Foundation pace car makes the right-hand turn onto pit road. For the first time tonight, it is time to shake and bake. Isaac Salas, Anthony Morano, bring us to green, open 358s. It's time to get it on. Salas goes off the track as the Flatline Racing Body's green flag is waved. And Salas comes back in line in the 10th position. Lap number 1, meanwhile, led by Anthony Morano. Jake Henry has gone around the 171, but we stay under the green flag as we're nearly 3 wide for the top spot. And now the yellow flag is waved, and I believe it has to do with Henry.
Yeah, I believe so, trying to turn around. And, man, if Isaac could have got that caution right when that happened, that would have saved him. But, boy, he's back in the field now.
They were absolutely stacking up in the back of this pack here, Zach. I saw it in the background. Didn't know if this caused the accident. Yeah, Baker into Henry. And Klump gets the back of him. And you can tell this was a race-controlled yellow, not an iRacing yellow. Good to see they can let Henry get back in the pack. We'll come back to the green flag in a matter of moments. So Isaac is number 13 on the fall-off count this evening. And yeah, Isaac actually goes down to 9th. So without question, with all the tough talent in front of him, Zach, that will be a tough recovery to get up to the front.
Yeah, if anybody can do it, it's him. But, man, that's asking a lot. Especially, I mean, if you even want to think about cracking the top 3, those... I wouldn't want to have to try to get by those FTM guys. Yeah, they're going to work together and they're fast.
Set to go back to the green flag.
Green flag, green flag.
Anthony Morano with a great restart. Chatham up to 2nd. Bachman down to 3rd. High side the place you want to be without question. As the FTM drivers are side by side for the spot. Morano leads once again. Here comes Dickens, though, trying to take away 3rd, though, Zach.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got a good chance to do it. Like you said, you want to be up top right now. If anybody can make the bottom work, it's Sam or Anthony. But Sam's struggling a little bit, making time off corner exit.
Connor Ross, Brandon Dittmer, each have gone around. No yellow flag, though. We stay green. Still 3 wide, this time for third. But not actually for second. And now they're still wrecking. Wentz, Barker, Klump. Hearing Baker is also involved as the yellow waves once again. Let's show you what happened first between Connor and Brandon. A couple of cars take her to the hot pit. Ross just catches Brandon Dittmer.
Yeah, and the next one starts with Brian Lawson getting into the front stretch wall.
Yeah, and you see Dan McLaren just tips off of him. And there's just a big stack up on out.
Crazy though, Brian actually able to keep that thing straight, Marty, and didn't lose a spot on track.
Right on board with Logan Wentz. Great save, yeah, from Lawson. That was a good point. Enough to get tangled up there. Will still retain his spot. As there you see Logan Wentz with nowhere to go. Here we go for this restart. Morano, Chatham, Bachman, Dickens, Salas, your top 5. Biggest mover right now at the moment, Dean Reynolds, up 9 spots in 12th. One driver all the way down the apron, that was Stan McLaren. He's in the mid-pack. So we still watch your front 5 battle for the race lead. Nice recovery for Salas as well. Look out, Lawson. This time he goes around, ripped over with Stan McLaren on 2 wheels. And we're back to yellow. Steven Stewart involved, and Lawson goes over and over. There was one that unfortunately the 9 car could not save, Zach.
No, you can only dip your hands in the cookie jar too many times till you're caught, right, Marty?
Just touched with Vitale and around he went. Look at McLaren. Somehow that car did not go over. But Lawson's car ramped over Steven Stewart, and there it went. Right on board with Jeff Barker here. Now he was in the back of this pack. I don't know if he came to a stop to avoid or not. Oh no, he went off a track. There you go. Another fall off count. Here's Trent Verstraeten's on board. Underneath on Lawson, yeah. Lawson down in front. Look at that was Verstraeten that took the wild ride. That was not McLaren, I'm sorry. The 2 cars look similar. See, look, there's a Verstraeten car right there. Oh yeah, McLaren's car is black. Okay. I don't know if McLaren had the Epilepsy Foundation scheme either, so. So that puts our fall-off count to 14 tonight.
I lost.
Hey, just remember, we got Rebels coming up in a bit.
I know. I'm going to be, I'll add 1 to that, Marty. That's what I'm saying. My 30 is not going to be that good. It's going to be way over that.
Green flag.
Back to the green we go. Morano able to hold serve here on Chatham. Bachman back down to 3rd. Salas 4th, Dickens 5th. That was a single file restart that last time out. That definitely helps out. Spread the field out. Here comes Salas looking to go 3 wide for 2nd. Good run. Bachman has to let off the throttle because of it. Salas moves up to 3rd.
Yeah, Gavin checked up going down the front stretch. Sam checked up as well, and Isaac didn't get the message in time. He bumped Sam a little bit moved him up a lane, and man, it set him up perfect for a pass. And now look at him going down there looking for more.
Your pole sitter that went down to 10th on lap 1 after he ran out of road with the slide job on Chatham, move him back up to P2, but Chatham tries to counter it back.
Yeah, and Isaac's blinking a little bit, so this is making it harder on the 99. Was nice, couldn't really throw a slider there, and now advantage 5. He's going to try it one more time, though.
Could make things a little bit harder for Sam Bachman, too, because he's the one in front of Isaac Salas. And actually, that 99 may have lost 3 spots there. Brian Dickens trying to grab the 4th spot away.
Yeah, I think Gavin was struggling a little bit. Like I said, he touched that front stretch wall a couple laps ago. It just doesn't look like he's got the handling he wants, and he's stuck on the bottom.
Now, Salas is in 2nd, so he's keeping up with Morano and Bachman. But something I thought of as well, Salas may actually lose points here tonight to the drivers in 1st and 3rd. And remember, he had that off track on lap number 1. That would be a 1x, and also at the same time, he would lose 5 bonus points for that, so he could lose 6 points. Oh, we got one off track, speaking of which. Someone plowed the wall really well. Couldn't tell who it was. Yeah, Butterfield went down the hill, went fishing. I think Connor Ross may have also run out of road as well. Let's look at a couple of replays here as we're halfway home with Morano still out in front. Connor catches the wall, around he goes. And nope, he actually kept all 4 wheels on it before disconnecting. Now here's what happened to Butters. Was there contact from Kelly Wheeler behind? Nope, he lost it all by himself. And look how heavy he went down the hill. Actually, he didn't catch the wall. I thought he did. Let's go to another good race on track. This is for 11th. Great recovery from Chatham. And now Brandon Templeton goes off the road. Oh my goodness, what an impact. Took out the guardrail. He has no right front. He's got no engine cover. That car is toast. Oh, big wreck at the back as well. That time it's Butch Baker who loses a wheel, catches Klumpenbarker. Watch the onboard here first off with Templeton, and you'll see how vicious this impact was. And he had a lot of hands full. Ouch. And now here's what happened with Butchie. Oh, he got hooked by Logan Wentz. Heavy contact for Baker. Right on board with him. Took out the rear end camera with that impact. But right now the attention with Anthony Morano, oh my goodness, what a moment this would be for him to win on his night. On a night that means a lot to him.
Yeah, definitely would, but man, at the same time, if that 5 car goes from the pole to 10th, back up to 1st at Lernerville, man, that is a story in itself too. So either way, Marty, we are in for a treat.
Try this restart once again. 11 laps to go for Morano. Can he do it? Meanwhile, Dean Reynolds up 13 spots in the 8th. But Morano's got his championship nemesis looking for the lead in Isaac Salas. Couldn't get it that time. And we are back to yellow, so we'll take a lap off the board. And we're hearing it's for Dan McLaren in the 88. He's had a good run going so far, and I think we had some more extracurriculars.
Add another one to the over the top here, Marty.
Uh-oh. We'll show you in a moment. First off, the cause of the caution with McLaren. Oh, no, no, no. Yep, that will count. He comes back on the track, nearly turtled that car.
Yeah, you remember in the street stocks, Marty. That's easy to do here. And it
Yes.
stinks when it's caught on camera.
Thank goodness we don't have street stocks on a broadcast anymore. Vitali catches Schatzer sideways in front of Dimmer. Wow. Great stop from the 83, so. Dan McLaren is a victim to my fall-off count. And that puts things at 15. I guess 35. Oh boy. I may be kicking in right. I may be punching myself right now. Reminder, Rebels are coming up next here on Coast to Coast Racing Network. Morano leads, Salas second, Bachman third, Dickens fourth, Rayom in fifth, Schatzer sixth, Vitali seventh, Reynolds in eighth, Spangler ninth, and Chatham rounds out the top 10. Here is a look
Green, green, green.
with the aerial shot. Morano protecting the bottom, Bachman and Dickens racing for third on the track. As the Magic Ant-Man trying to pull away. Leaders all keep her up on the top shelf. 9 laps remaining here at Lernerville. Salas a car length behind Morano, but he peaks downstairs, Zach.
Yeah, he's been doing that. He likes that slider line in 1 and 2. It's working out for him, but Anthony will get that bigger run off the top. But Isaac's close, man.
Oh, man, he tried to go for that slide job. Didn't work. Here comes Bachman. The 007 has to check up. And now Dickens looking for a podium spot. Bachman to get a good exit off of turn 2. Watch this.
I agree with you, Marty, when you said watch this. I expected him to send that. That was as good a chance as any he had to get by Isaac. Isaac just learned you can't try to make 2 moves 2 corners in a row. You got to build up steam. You got 1 shot.
Isaac's lost a lot of time to Anthony Morano. He's just leading a train at the moment. You can say the same thing for Morano, too. We've got 6 laps of racing to go. Bachman checking up once again. Luckily has some gap between him and Brian Dickens. Meanwhile, Anthony Morano, who's led every lap so far tonight, starting second. 5 laps away from winning Epilepsy Night. There you saw Salas took a big look into turn 1. Didn't pay off. And now Bachman looks to take advantage of it. Brandon Dittmer, meanwhile, he has gone off the road. You see Morano keeping her up top. Salas just trying to send it on the bottom, and it's just not working, Zach.
No, and Scott Rayom went over there real quick. He lost 2, maybe 3 spots in that 444.
Oh, and he just went off once again. So that may be for the 3rd time, as I believe that is the cause of the yellow. So he goes off in 1 and 2. I think in 3 and 4 is when the steering goes. Nope. Just caught that seam. And we'll give him 3 for that. No, we'll put up 3. Give Scotty 2 for that. I didn't see if there was like an actual spin though on the racetrack, Zach.
No, I didn't see one either. And, I can look at the controls. That was an iRacing caution. It wasn't like that was an admin. So iRacing just must not have liked him snapping sideways up there at the pit exit.
Possibly at the same time, not the yellow you want if you're Anthony Morano. Lights are still on. Will come green this time by. Next time by, correction. So what's it going to take for Salas to get the win? I think he'll get, like you said earlier, Zach, He'll get one shot, and then that's it.
Yeah, I mean, he'll throw that slider line in 1 and 2. I expect Anthony to kind of block that. And then he's got to go to the top shelf in 3 and 4 and hit it as good as he has all night. Throw it one more time into 1 and 2 because he doesn't have a lot of time.
Here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green-white checker to determine the winner. Morano, Salas, or the field. Salas looks low. Does he get side by side off the corner? No, Morano holds. Salas trying to find a way to get one final shot. White flag waves. We're on the final lap. Morano keeps her up top. Salas looks for the grip. He tries the slide job. They touch. Best exit from Isaac Salas, but did the contact mess him up? Slide job, Salas! Morano counters it, and Salas wins! A last lap pass! Oh, baby!
And, man, that's how you do it. I mean, he as clean as you can. Isaac rubs him a little bit coming out of 2, just scrubs that momentum he would have had. And big boy slider in 3 and 4. What a race, man.
A great win for Salas as here comes the podium, but we're also going to see every purple car, especially the FTM cars, come on out to the front straight for a group photo once the podiums are all done. But Isaac Salas, wow, what a pass. And again, that is why they call him Slide Job. Here come all the purple cars out for FTM. Morano, Bachman, you see Wentz, Dino's coming out there, and even the Venom guys too, like for Straighten, Butterfield, Lawson, Baker, and just a boatload of them. Salas wins it by 0.06 of a second on the money. Coming back from going on 4 wheels. That may be the first time someone's been on the fall-off count and won.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, at least with a full car field like this, you know, you can't count some of them. What he did was pretty crazy.
Yeah, what a comeback tonight from Isaac Salas as we show you the rest of the field. Again, all the purple cars coming up here for a photo. All the epilepsy cars, I should say. We don't have really the best camera view to give you a wide shot of everyone. Actually, you know what? We may be able to if we show you the 99 at Chatham. Yeah, that's kind of close enough. So, but it just goes down the conga line. Look at this. That is pretty damn cool, Zach.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, everybody's going to remember this race that much more because of that finish. So hats off to Anthony and Isaac. You know, they have had feuds in the past, but, man, they put it aside and they treated us to one of the best finishes of the year.
So let's get your top 3 all in here. They are probably partying right now in chat. We have Morano, we have Bachman, and let's move Salas in. We'll get the proceedings underway. And we will begin with Sam Bachman in the 107. Sam, a nice run for you tonight. Take me through it as a whole from your perspective.
Yeah. I felt pretty good. The car felt pretty nice all night. It felt real fast. I feel like I was a little faster than Anthony and Isaac, probably like 3/4 through the race, and then caution came out and we all started running the top, and I think it ruined a little of it up there from just pacing up there. But car felt pretty good. Happy with the podium, so I'll take it.
There was a moment in the race where I thought you were going to make a run on Isaac for the second spot, especially at a track like Lernerville where it's tough to pass, when you caught up to him, did you think that you probably weren't going to make that pass?
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna make it. There was another time that I was about to throw one, but then the caution came out, and then right after that, it's when that top started going away for me a little bit.
Who do you want to give shout outs to on the run?
All the boys over at FTM, Gunnar at Swan Speed Shop, Dean over at Super Dirt Car Series, Expert Installation, you guys for broadcasting, and Coast to Coast.
Alrighty, man. Congratulations on the run. Great job, and hopefully we're talking to you again Thursday.
Hopefully.
Sam Bachman, your third place finisher. Let's go to the man that finished in P2. It's his night, Anthony Morano. Zach, we'll let you take this one.
Well, Anthony, I know this one's going to be tough. Let it slip away at the end, but let's talk about the good things here first, man. I know you had a little struggle here this morning, but Anthony, man, we are so happy to have you out here with us. And on such a special night, what's it mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot. I had 2 seizures back to back this morning. Spent pretty much the entire day at the hospital with my dad. So it's been a rough day. I'm pretty beat up and tired, but this is definitely one race I wasn't going to miss. So I strapped on the VR here and got my seatbelts on in my rig, make sure I stay as safe as possible while I'm doing it. And yeah, kind of. I was like, I was kind of thinking Isaac was gonna slide me going to 3 and go to the cushion. I just drive underneath him, and he didn't go as far up as I was hoping he would. And it kind of caught me there. I should have pinched him a little bit and made him work for it. But yeah, that's a good finish right there. And yeah, look good having the 2 purple cars up there. And I really appreciate the Venom guys. Brian Lawson did a great job painting all the cars up for you guys. So yeah, it would have been better to win, but we'll take second. And yeah, the main thing here is to try to spread some awareness for a cause that hits home to a couple of us here in the booth right now, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, man, 100%. And Lawson did a great job with those, but I'll tell you what, DJ did a great job with all the FTM paints too, and even able to get your new teammate there in the 99 Gavin Chatham a paint in last minute. So hats off to DJ for going above and beyond and doing that. But Anthony, we go back to this last restart. You talked about it a little bit, but anything maybe you could have done different other than maybe pinch him off? I saw in 3 and 4 coming to the white flag lap, you kind of ran the middle. Do you think maybe you went, a little too relaxed there instead of ripping the top?
No, I was running the middle the entire race. There was a strip about a lane off the cushion that had some grip there instead of running through the slick the whole time, and conserve the tires a little bit better. So I figured it was hitting there, and in the middle of 1 and 2, same thing. Coming out of 2, there was a little area of grip there. It wasn't all slicked up, so I was just using that and just gripping off of that all night. But yeah, we'll have that. And yeah, DJ did do a great job. He got the new teammate Gavin done. Excuse me. And he threw a car together for Kelly Wheeler as well. Kelly was out there with an FTM paint scheme. Little difference at FTM Racing League on, and it's just the team. So, but threw one together for Kelly as well. So he was out there supporting the cause. So, but yeah, it was a fun night. I'm just beat. I'm tired.
Well, hey, Anthony, congratulations, man. I know it's not what you wanted, but a P2 is great and that much closer here to coming down to the end, and you're in a tight points battle. So good luck, Anthony. Congratulations tonight. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank my wife, Sherry, my dad for, like I said, spending the day in the hospital. My teammates here at FTM, they've been really, checking up on me all day and everything. Yeah, thank Roger and everyone at Coast to Coast for doing the epilepsy awareness night. Swan Speed Shop, Dean at Super Dirt Car, Logan at High Mom Lens, MDITV, GripPack.com, Castaway Flagstone Expert Installation. Again, I thank Brian and the boys over there at Venom for having their purple cars up there for us. And Brian again for Regency Home Inspections doing the sponsoring division for us. Yeah, like I said, everyone at Coast to Coast, Marty, you and Shaggy doing a broadcast, and everyone for coming out tonight.
Great job, Anthony, and go take a nap, my man.
Oh yeah, it's bedtime for sure. All right, thanks, guys.
Absolutely, Anthony. Anthony Morano finishing second. So glad that he is with us here tonight. Now we go to Victory Lane to talk to your winner. I'll need you to bring him in for me, Zach. There we go.
New dog on this porch.
Isaac Salas getting the win on a last lap pass. Let's go through it, man. This is a track that's tough to pass, especially after restarts. How did you gather back grip and momentum to get past the 32?
Well, I surely made it difficult on myself to have to get back up to him, throughout the night even. But yeah, I knew that the bottom of 1 and 2 was really giving me, pretty good runs on him, at least for entry and center. He's definitely beating me on the exit there, but I was getting closer to him. So if I knew that I just threw just a stupid bomb where I wrapped the bottom, I'd at least make it close, and he'd have to cut underneath me, and it would look a whole lot better for TV at least. But I really didn't expect it to stick, of all things. So yeah, it was kind of just a make sure you clear the guy, and not be dumb, especially with Morano and I these last couple weeks. It felt like, so I had to make sure that I'd clear him, and and give him the chance to race me back. And so yeah, I'm just amazed that it stuck, if I'm being honest.
Does it feel weird being a driver that was number 1 on the fall-off count in this feature and coming back and winning?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does a little bit. It was, a lot of it was just perseverance and not letting myself get too down on myself. I know that I'm pretty. If anybody knows me, I get pretty upset if I mess up or anything like that, and I had to just kind of hey, we're not 19th, we're 9th there, and got a couple good restarts. Nobody wanted to really rip the top just so they didn't fall off, and took advantage of that. And I got up to 6th on the first restart, and I think I got to 4th on the next one. And it was it was pick and choose your battles, but it was also just try to keep your head down and keep on going.
Well, definitely one you'll remember for a while, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Yeah, big shout-out to Venom Racing and FTM, man. The purple cars tonight showed out. It was awesome to see, at least just a little bit of awareness, if anything else, that people take away from that. Just, how much our community members mean to each other, and when something does happen like this, or, just when there's something going on, we really do band together. And Dean, the Super Dirt Car Series, Magnum Race Designs, like I said, Brian with all those beautiful paint schemes that all the Venom guys got to run tonight. That was pretty awesome. Tommy Gun Customs, JRB Designs, Artisan Trackside, Mission 22, Top Notch Trucking, Shaggy TV, Regency Home Inspections, my mom, my dad, Gramps for watching, Kelsey. I apparently scared the crap out of Kelsey because when I actually went across the line, I basically was yelling because I didn't think I was gonna win, and I was pretty animated. Oh, dude, I was animated. That's probably the most animated I've got at a race win in quite a while. So yeah, apparently she dropped her phone on her face and it scared the crap out of her. But yeah, other than that, thanks to Coast to Coast and everybody that showed up tonight. It was a really good field.
Well, man, you deserve that one with that pass for the win. Congratulations, and best of luck in Rebels in a little bit.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Alrighty, let's step aside. We got to go to break. It's already past 8 o'clock. We got Rebels coming up next. All right. it's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a
hiatus, so let's get right when we talked about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
We're back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network as we get set to go for Rebels action here at the Lernerville Speedway. Beautiful sunset in the Steel City of Sarver, Pennsylvania. Marty Scala alongside Zach Chapman with you. Zach, how do we top the race we just had with the Open 350? It's after a great finish.
Well, I mean, hopefully we can do our part and speed up the show a little bit, maybe cut down on the cautions a little bit. That would be nice, because if not, we may be in for a long night.
They may have to pay us overtime for that. Dino, I just realized you were in here. What's up, buddy?
Oh, we snuck in and, just wanted to stay here and watch the Rebels a little bit before we go over to Renegade. So I got the photos up from our lineup there that we did and said, I'll come on in.
Nice. Well, not bad of an idea, man. Not bad. Let's, we got qualifying beginning as the warm-up laps begin. Let's look at the point standings for your top two with 3 races left to go. 5 points separate Brandon Dittmer from Brian Moore Jr. It is going to be a good battle down to the finish, Dino.
Yeah, with now the drops are going to start figuring in, so you want to do as best as you can every week here from here on out, because you just don't know how the drops are going to figure in. So if you get podiums the last 2 or 3 weeks, it kind of takes care of itself. So you want to be focused, but you also want to finish.
Michael Todd will set the bar here in qualifying for our Rebels. Of course, green means best lap. Purple means they're working on their quickest lap. Brandon Templeton across the line as the top lap. 13:38. Grandy second, 13:45. Zach Chapman third at a 13:48. Isaac Salas fourth, 13:51. Templeton up at the wall, so that lap is, that was just after he came across the line. Here comes Zach Chapman across the line. He stays fourth quick. How about Andy Patton, the general second quickest at 13:42. Dan McLaren fourth quick at 13:44. Does Patton have another good one in him? He does not. 13:87 on lap one. But man, who saw the general putting up a good lap?
Well, either it's like riding a bike or he's been moonlighting.
Could be, or he's jacked up on Mountain Dew. Second quick, Brian Moore Jr. 13:39. Chad Cote 11th quickest. Now we watch your points leader, Brandon Dittmer, who got a little bit wide on lap one, 13:73. That's a tough one. That was off of turn number 4, which will slow up his entry into turn 1. Needs a really good exit here. But did he get it? Nope, they was called invalidated for clipping the wall. So 15th for Dittmer. He does not get the invert. It's Parmalee, Todd, and Craig that gets your inverts. But Brian Moore Jr. is second. Brandon Templeton is on top at a 13:38. Heat 1 brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. Here's the starting lineup for our pole positioning heat. Greg Parmalee on the pole in the 4. Next to him, the Goose, Chad Cote in the 11. Row number 2, it's Soupy Dan McLaren in the 88 and B-Town Brandon Templeton in the 31. Final row, Trent Verstraeten in the 88 and the captain Gary Taylor in the 34. Never have I seen a 4-on-2 battle with Canadians against the Americans.
Especially in this sport.
Well, the Americans do get some sort of leeway by having Parmalee on the pole at least. See who's checking in on the chat right now. Chad Cote checking in. We are doing well, sir. Blessed number rooting for
Good to
Michael
see the Goose.
Todd. And hello to Jiris Duncan, rooting for Brian Moore Sr. and Jr.
Good to see a lot of the guys making their returns this week, so that's nice. Maybe the next season we'll get good car counts and everything. I was stating my shorts there with 32 cars and me starting last in the B main there. In the
You look pretty dang good there in that B main there, though, Dean.
We got a little lucky with some altercations. That's just the right place at the right time. But as Zach will tell you, that's part of the deal.
Yeah, half that battle's about putting your car in the right spot, and that's what you did here.
Yeah.
Winner on the pole position tonight. We are green for Heat 1. McLaren tries to go 3 wide underneath, and he takes her out front. Parmalee bad exit. Chad Cote gives the 4 little bump draft into turn number 3. Parmalee off the pace. More contact leaning on the Goose. Lap number 1, though, led by Dan McLaren, Dean.
Yeah, with Parmalee went into 3, and if you don't run a lot of sprint cars or you're not quite sure with that top and don't want to get on your count, you let off early going into 3.
There goes Verstraeten. Upside down he goes. And a change for the lead there.
Yeah, we got good battle for the lead.
Here comes Brandon Templeton. How about it from 4th to 1st in 3 laps. McLaren on the counter back. He wants the lead back here, Zach.
Yeah, and he did a great job. I mean, that may have just opened my eyes. Slatterline may be there in 1. He pulled away from.
Wow.
Yeah, he likes it too. Look at it. He couldn't go back down there.
But you're right.
Yeah.
Usually you think he'll lose his steam coming off at the receiving end of the slider at the end there, but no, he just kept his distance.
And Templeton used it that time. McLaren did not. Allowed B-Temp to close in some space, but there's a shallow entry in the corner. Not what you want to be doing right now in the sprint car if you're Templeton. But actually, this may work, though. Went a little bit too deep. Some get sideways in the center of a corner. 2 laps to go in Heat 1, guys.
I mean, B-Temp's definitely, I mean, maybe not definitely, but he looks like he's the quicker car. It's just tough to find a way around. Got one more lap to do it.
Luckily, everybody makes it into the show regardless because of 18 drivers here tonight. McLaren looks to put her on pole, but the same with Brandon Templeton. The Canadians had the two-man advantage, and guess what? They score on the power play. McLaren with the win in Heat 1, he's on pole. Templeton second, Cote third, Parmalee fourth, Taylor fifth, and Verstraete in sixth. Sounded like we had Gary Taylor on the fall-off count here possibly. Let's check. Yep, we do. And then he flipped it. So Heat 1 is done, and with that, that is going to put our fall-off count to 19. Now ready for Heat 2, brought to you by Regency Home Inspection. Michael Todd starts on the pole. Next to him, it's slide job, Isaac Salas in the 5. Row number 2, Joseph Grandy, 100 grand, the 518, and Brian Moore Jr. in the 09. Final row, the Bixlers, the Mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75, and Cale Bixler in the 789. Dean, what'd you guess for the fall-off count this evening?
I really wasn't thinking about it too much, but with the high car count and the 358s there, and I was a statistic. I added one. So, you know, let me think. So we had, what, 18 then in the 358s? Is that what was the final?
Yes, I believe so.
So then we'll do that, carry the 1 plus 2 divided by 3, pi times 6. So we'll do 8, 24, 34 total.
Oh, man, you and Marty think in the same ballpark. I went 30. Marty went 35. So you're right there.
Yeah, but you did that at the beginning of the night, though, right?
Yeah.
I was handicapped. I got intel because I knew what happened in 358. Look at Michael Todd's wrap. That is sharp.
Yeah, that is always a nice wrap he has on. Green flag is out, underway for Heat 2. Good start from Todd. Salas following him. Grandy and Moore battle for the third position. Here comes Salas. Great run on corner exit. Salas on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Looking for the lead off for 2. Ooh, he had to get left there because he was about to get sideways there, Dean.
He almost became a statistic again. So, Michael Todd really holding well. This is it's good to see him back. We haven't seen him in a while, and he's really got that car straight. Isaac did a slider, but that's okay.
Absolutely worked out pretty well. But here comes Joseph Grandy to make a 3-man horse race for the top spot here, Zach. And the high side is where you want to be right now.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think Isaac and Michael maybe opening up some eyes here, making that middle work fairly well. Grandy's maybe a little quicker, but not as much as you'd think.
Grandy trying for that second spot. Moore Jr. also up there wanting second. Oh, man, Grandy borderline to going over the banking there. But, hey, he may be able to make it work on Michael Todd here. We got 3 to go, though, in Heat 2, Dean.
Yeah, he's slowly getting the momentum, and when you run that top after 3 or 4 laps in a row, you really get comfortable up there.
There we go.
More? Yep.
We've hit 20. 2 laps to go.
Randy in second comfortably now.
And we're coming to the white flag this time by final lap underway in Heat 2. Isaac Salas looking to start on the front row once again. He's hoping not to put her off-road on lap 1 like it did in the open 358's checkers wave. Salas wins Heat 2. Grandy second, Todd third, Cale Bixler fourth, Steve Bixler fifth, and Moore Jr. in sixth.
I remember the last time we saw a track like this at Lernerville. Real weird line.
It was like that for the matinee, too. Me and Gavin were in the matinee, and we were saying, man, it's worn in different. Not for the worst thing. I mean, it provided a lot of lanes for the sprint cars. The 358s kind of got top dominant after a while, but the sprints were all over the track.
Let's go to Heat 3, brought to you by Maurer Farm Management, and we'll give you your starting lineup. The best man, Roger Craig, at the pole in the 747. Next, and behind him, he's got a whole bunch of Americans chasing after him. Next to him, Devo, Donovan Ross in the 5. Row number 2, Shaggy Zach Chapman in the 72, and the General Andy Patton in the 87. Final row for tonight, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83, and yep, that's the lineup there. Chad Griggs came in as a driver by mistake, so he'll be with us in the Renegades, and he is hoping to close in on the lead that Patrick Spangler has. Kelsey and Kim both happy over the Isaac dub. Not just in the heat race, but also the Open 358 race.
I think me and Shaggy can. I think Shaggy can agree with this. We say hi to Kelsey.
Yes,
Yes, we do say hi to Kelsey. Absolutely.
We say hi to Kelsey. I sent Megan one of the 18 links you put up. So Marty, I don't know if she's watching.
You may want to mute
You
me.
may
Good
wanna-
luck in the booth.
No,
Oh, yeah, that's right. Good luck, Zach.
the Dean Reynolds rule.
Green flag, green flag.
Did you text Megan a link? Because we're green for Heat 3.
I text her 2 links. I don't know if you're on the third one or the second one, or which one you're on.
This is the second link.
Okay.
So, but Slide Job Racing Network also works too. Here's Shaggy for the lead on Roger Craig. Wasted no time. Chapman leads lap 1, 3 wide for third.
Roger with a beautiful wrap.
Absolutely. Got that purple on it. Contact between Dittmer and Patton in the race for the 4th position. I got to tell you, I'm not going to lie. That purple looks better on the red than it does on black. Nice pass from Devo for second.
It looks good
Ooh.
on me.
Yes, purple looks good on you too, Dean. Oh, Craig sideways again. Wow. How he didn't hit anyone there, I don't know.
You know, the thing is, though, Shaggy is picking up where he left off last week. He looks smooth, keeping the car straight.
Absolutely, and Shaggy was dominant last week. Quickest lap, 13:77, Zach Chapman. Still hard racing. Pat really sideways. He got tipped off of Brandon Dittmer. Both of them left it, and look at this. Roger fighting back. Takes home the senior discount, goes 2 for 1. I'm sorry, retreads discount.
Well, I think Roger finally bought into what you got to do with your top wing in these cars now. He's left it flat.
Yeah,
that's what you got to do with these cars. He always hikes it back, and that's why he always has a hard time with entries in the corners.
Oh, he may have lost it there. Hanging on to third on Brandon Dittmer. Final lap is underway. We'll watch this closely. Can Dittmer get another starting spot closer towards Brian Moore Jr.? We'll have to see. Checkers wave. Zach Chapman takes the win. Donovan Ross second. Good battle for third. Craig has the spot. Dittmer fourth. 800s over Patton.
That was a good race for third.
Absolutely. Nice job out there, Zach.
Yeah, Zach is doing Zach things.
Yeah, I owe Patrick Spangler tonight. I was kind of scrambling. I didn't have a set, and I said, hey, man, I'll use an old one. Can you send me a gear? And he hooked me up with everything.
Nice.
I love that 39.
It might be the one. Yeah, if I think I know what you got. You're gonna like it.
Let's step away and go to break. When we come back, feature time on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. stand by. Action continues here in warm-ups as Joseph Grandy is the quickest, 13:89. Chad Cote is also up there, a couple thousandths off. Dan McLaren third at a 13:94. Isaac Salas fourth, 13:98. And Brian Moore Jr. fifth, 13:99. Let's check in on Shaggy. How is the track feeling right now at the moment, my friend?
It's definitely moving up to the top shelf. I got involved in an accident there coming to the start-finish line, so I didn't get my real lap. But the track's moved up. It's quick up top.
But as you know, you're further in danger up there because the fluff is so thin up in 3 and 4. 1 and 2, that's got a lot of fluff entering the corner, so you can definitely use that. I was using that in 358s.
Alrighty, well, we are set to go at it. Let's meet the field, ladies and gentlemen, and give you your RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole, it's Soupy Dan McLaren in the 88. Next to him, it's Slide Job Isaac Salas in the 5. Row number 2, Shaggy Zach Chapman in the 72. And B-Temp Brandon Templeton in the 31. Row 3, Joseph Grandy, 100 grand in the 518. And Devo Donovan Ross in the 5. Row 4, the Goose Jack Cote in the 11. And Michael Todd in the 117. Rounding out the top 10, the Bassman Roger Craig in the 747. And Greg Parmalee in the 4. Row 6, Cale Bixler in the 789. And the Spider Monkey Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Row 7, the Captain Gary Taylor in the 34. And the Mayor Steve Bixler in the 75. Row 8, the General Andy Patton in the 87. And Trent Verstraeten also in the 88. Final car on the grid this evening, Brian Moore Jr. in the 9. So our championship contenders starting near the back of the pack here. Picks to win here. Dean, we're going to let you go first.
I'm going to stay on the Shaggy train, even though I sponsored a car that's in the back and going for the championship. So my heart's with Dittmer, but if I'm a betting man, I'm going to go with Shaggy.
I'm going to go with Isaac Salas, looking for maybe a chance at a Triple Crown. Zach?
Dang it. That was my pick. Now I got to try to scrounge here. Let me see. Let's go with Dan. If Dan can keep it on the track, he's going to be tough to pass.
All righty. Well, Zach, good luck tonight, all right?
Yep, appreciate it.
Good luck, brother.
30 laps around the corner. Top 5 drivers transfer into Renegades, all pending IL. Pace truck is on pit road for the second time tonight. It is time to shake and bake. McLaren and Salas Venom drivers bring us to green. It's time to get it on. Flatline Racing Bodies, green flag waves for the second time tonight, and then it goes to yellow for a big one. Bixler goes off track. Grandy is involved. Same with Greg Parmalee. First yellow on lap 1. Don't even make it half a lap, but it's calamities, Dino.
Yeah, because Lernerville actually has a bottom, a middle, and a top, and yeah, it's just a racing deal. Templeton's setting up to come off too, and Grandy's going up a little bit, and they just met in the middle, and then everyone behind them is tough to where they had to go because you're carrying so much speed. It's a racing deal.
I want to go from the back of this pack and right on board with Greg Parmalee, because I want to see if somebody that may have gone off the track. Yep, we did have 2 off tracks, and one of them actually did it to avoid the accident. Brian Moore Jr.
Yep. Tell you, the one guy that really got through it nice, but he's going to have to give probably a lot of spots back is Dittmer.
Most likely, so. Fall off count is 22. I am getting very concerned that I may not be at 35 tonight on the money.
Yeah, but you picked the above, so you're looking pretty good.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
All right, man. Lights back on the
Turn
pace
lights
car.
back
We're
on the
not going
pace
green.
truck so
We're not going green.
we can get drivers that went in the pits for a quick repair can get back onto the racetrack.
So single file, which is going to be a big help for Dan.
Yep, they had to go single file because we did not complete a lap.
Well, and they'll be in the same Discord as well, so that's going to help. They'll probably give each other a little bit of a countdown to keep Shaggy back a little bit.
And we're back to green.
Oh.
McLaren decides to go late.
Yep.
One lap, though, is complete. So McLaren's the race leader. Everyone hanging on up top. First guy low was Salas for just a moment. There's our field updates here on the leaderboard. We can get it back to you. Here we go. We got Chad Cote. Gail Bixler up there in that 789. Oh, Roger Craig really sideways. Great job catching and saving it. One off track. That's Trent for straight and finds a way to get it going as we stay green, but we still watch the race for the fit spot here. Check that. Make it 6, Dean.
Yeah, and there's 3 grooves being used. You got Dan running the bottom with Shaggy. You got Isaac that's doing a little bit of that tack in the middle.
Oh, Michael caught around. And he kept it going after 316 it. Great save from him.
Yeah, and keeps the race going. And then you got Devo and the Goose, who I never saw a cushion they didn't like, so they're gonna live and die right on the top.
That's your top 5 at the moment. Roger Craig is off track, and same with Brandon Thompson. Oh boy, do we have what I think we have tonight? We'll have to see as the yellow flag is back out. I think we got like, what, 5 off tracks we got to add there.
So the over-under is probably going to be about 40.
Did we have a Dean Meitzler moment? Do we have a not top 10 moment here? Oh my! Nope, we did not. Oh, and then Templeton took a look. That's the second time he's hit the red guardrail. I thought they were both going to go flipping down the fence, down the hill, like when we made the iRacing not top 10 that one time.
Yeah, Brandon and Roger just got together a little bit there. Yeah, Roger got the right rear in the fluff there, and the car grabbed a little bit and came down just a hair, and Brandon was already committed there, and they just got together. Again, another racing deal, but it's just how twitchy these cars are. Yeah, no, I went down there in the matinee. There's a new shed down there now that's never been there before, a light blue shed.
So our fall off count unofficially is at 27.
Now, you would think the Renegades would be the lowest count, but if the top is dominant, you know they're going to use it, and that, you know, and it's a thin line, so it easily could be 4, 5, or 6 there as well. Andy Patton, hard charger right now.
Green.
Oh, and then he goes over the right rear.
Keeps the car going. Oh, and Gail Bixler's gone off. Bixler is gone. Staying green as he's off the track. Meanwhile, McLaren leads. Here comes Salas and Chapman, nearly 3 wide for the lead. Donovan Ross saw high, wide, and handsome for second.
Yeah, now you can really see how the grooves are working. And it all depends how you got your car set, where you want to go, how comfortable you feel.
Chapman still trying for that second position on Salas. Ross still fourth. How about Chad Cote trying to make his way up? But here comes Isaac Salas downstairs. Can he grab the lead? No, not yet. McLaren hangs on, but he's testing out that slider line. Greg Parmalee has flipped meanwhile in the center of 3 and 4 off the track. We stay green, and another to the fall-off count.
Shaggy with a good move right there. And then he slid up and went right where the tack is to get the right rear to get some grip, and he worked that perfect.
Just made his way past to take away the second position. Right on board with Isaac Salas. Looks low on Chapman. Nearly wing to wing across the line. Oh, just heard that clip of the wall there from Isaac Salas. See if Chad Cote pounces. Leaders as well. About to approach lap traffic here, Zach. I believe it's Roger Craig first car they will approach.
Well, I'll fill in for Zach because he's not allowed to commentate. And yeah, with the track as many groups as it is and lap traffic is ahead of you, they're going to hold their line like they should, but is it a line that you're running? Steven's going to stay down low. Yep.
Looking at points update, by the way. Brian Moore Jr. passed Donovan Ross. And Brandon Dittmer is right behind him. No! McLaren.
And what did Shaggy say when he made his pick?
Oh, boy. There's the jinx right there. And
he
guess
said
what?
McLaren has a shot unless he goes off the track.
Hey, guess what? I think he jinxed the right guy. You want to know why?
Yeah.
Because that just gave him the race lead.
Absolutely. Said there was a method behind his madness.
A lot of positions changing all around. Ross and Dittmer. This is the final spot inside the top 5. Ooh, Devo in the wall. Hangs onto it, but Dittmer takes away the 5th spot thanks to it. Getting your best.
Roger doing a good job staying down low. Let everyone do their thing.
Absolutely. Let the leaders race it amongst themselves. Dittmer clears Ross and has 5th. Now we move up to P2, where Salas is being hunted down by the Goose himself, Chad Cote. All 3 of them kind of pulled away, but I don't know here, Dean. Brian Moore Jr. has been approaching them, but here goes Salas for the race lead. Slide job off for 2. The 5 puts her out front. Shaggy with a crossover the Mystery Machine.
Great stuff.
8 laps to go, and this one is far from over. And guess what, Dino? Brian Moore Jr. is also closing in. Look at this. Salas almost blocked by Chapman.
Yeah, when it comes to the end of the race like this, is your setup good for slick track? Did you gear it right? And even though the tire wear is not that big of a factor, you could still feel it go in the last 5 laps of the sprint race.
Leaders work on Gary Taylor. Chapman tries to pin Salas to the wall. They pass the captain. No, don't be a factor, Gary. There we go. Chapman sends it deep for the lead. Beautiful slider. Salas, though, on the counter with 5 to go. It shows that Shaggy's still in it.
Here comes the Goose.
Big run around the outside. They touch. Chapman sideways. And Cote is through to P2. And now look at this. Brian Moore Jr. up another spot. He takes 3rd. Not what you want there if you're Dittmer. What a save, though, by Zach Chapman. But he may have thrown this race away. Isaac Salas has turned on the afterburners. 3 laps to go, and the lead's at over a 2nd.
Yeah, this is a race, though, where it's an advantage to be 2nd. Because when you lead, you stay in a groove that you feel comfortable with, and then when you run 2nd,
oh, no!
You can surge around. Hang on.
Oh, Zach! Off the track he goes. And there goes a chance of the top 5, and his steering is gone. Meanwhile, off at turn number 4, white flag waves. We're on the final lap here. As Isaac Salas of the Venom Racing Super Dirt Car Series number 5 makes his way through turns number 3 and 4. He sees his buddy go up, but it doesn't matter. Salas with a chance at a Triple Crown tonight. Cote 2nd, Moore 3rd, Dittmer 4th, Devo 5th. We've got 6 off tracks to update. And so we are at 33 going into Renegades this evening.
So the Renegades can only go off once.
Twice.
No, for me.
Oh, for you once. For me, twice.
Dittmer doing a nice photobomb. I taught him well.
Yes, you did teach him well. Look, he learned from the Volusia meme. That turned out pretty well. Where he just watched in the flip pit. So, but Isaac Salas taking the win here tonight. Cote second, Moore Jr. third, Dittmer fourth, Ross fifth, all eligible to transfer pending IL. And here's a look at the rest of the results here this evening. A great race, that's for sure, especially between Isaac and Zach when they were duking at it neck and tooth for the win. I hear somebody doing a burnout.
I do too in the left ear.
Oh, of course, it's Roger.
Is it Roger?
Yeah, it was Roger.
Oh, there he is. Yep.
Either that or he's got a kitty at home as well and is stepping on the pedal. So, alrighty. Top 3 time. Let's begin with third place finisher. And let's get him in here. We'll start off with Brian Moore Jr. Zach, we'll let you take this one.
Zach had to go take a break.
Oh, he had to?
He goes, I got to make a run.
All right, Dino, this is you.
Well, Brian, I'll tell you, we've had a lot of races together as well. That and your dad, and it's always fun to see the yellow cars on the podium. But if this race is a couple more laps, or did you wish you needed a yellow because you really came on at the end?
I really don't know if I had much for them guys or not. I was trying, and I figured they were probably working a lot harder on the top than I was around the bottom. It's just around the bottom, it's a little more of a waiting game and being patient. And around the top, I know they were probably wheeling her around and working it hard and probably working up a sweat. So all I needed was them to screw up just a little here or there, and maybe I could have moved up a little more.
Now, we were talking in the booth about how the track really had 3 grooves. It seemed like there was a bottom. Then there was that little bit of a tack in the middle where there was a little bit of a brown patch in both corners. And then, of course, you can always run the top here at Lernerville, but, you live and die. Where did it feel comfortable for you?
I really liked it. I guess if my preferred line would have been the bottom in 1 and 2 and the top in 3 and 4, but these tracks, they wear a lot sometimes, especially the ones that are fast around the top. They'll wear around the top, so then you'll be surprised when a middle groove comes in and then the bottom groove comes in, and I don't really have a great slider at this one, but I think 1 and 2, a good slider in 1 and 2, and still the top is so fast coming out of 4, it's hard not to try to be up there.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, especially when you get your right rear in the fluff there and hit it just right.
Yeah. If you're not up there, really all you're doing is hoping the guy up there is falling off the edge.
Well, it's a podium. Who do you got to thank for it?
I got to thank everybody in the Discord with me, and Dad and Rick for hanging out and watching, and Andy Jarris for hanging out and watching, and what is it? Flatline?
Yeah, Flatline Racing Bodies.
Flatline Racing Bodies, yep.
Bodies. And you guys for sure for hanging out and spending all the time you do to keep us going.
Are you going to move up to the Renegades?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Well, wish you luck, man.
Yeah, it's just started my night, so.
Good deal.
Awesome. So there's Brian Moore Jr., our third place finisher. We'll let you go. Nice job. All right, let's go to our second place finisher, Chad Cote, the Goose. Feels like forever. Chad, it feels like forever since we've seen you on the podium. A great second place finish. Well done tonight.
Yeah, Marty, it's been a while. Thank you. Nice to see you again as well.
Absolutely. Take me through it, but I also want to ask you as well, there was some good close racing there with Zach Chapman for a second. What happened from your perspective? Did he just get under the rear end a little bit?
He kind of slid up in front of me coming out of 2, and I was going to park it beside him, and he came up a little bit more, and my left front just ran over his right rear.
Gotcha. But I mean, hey, you guys kept it straight. All in all, that's all that matters there in that situation. But how was your car though throughout the night?
Fast. I was saying to Isaac, as they were battling down there on the bottom, I just kept winding it up on the top. I'd get a little bit loose, but I just needed them to battle a little bit more, and I feel like I had the fastest car on the racetrack and was just needing to pass them.
All right. What positives do you take away out of this run?
Everything. That was probably my best run at Lernerville. That was a hell of a run at Lernerville as a whole for our Rebels division. One caution is no small feat to do here, right? But no, the car was good. I'm happy. We're just going to move on now.
I think Goose is happy he actually finished.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Who do you want to give shout outs to on the run?
Everyone over on the race team, All American Motorsports. I got to flip my wrap around. Things have changed a little bit, but all those boys over there, Marty, good to see you again. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Thank you for the
Oh,
broadcast.
yes.
Dino, Zach, sorry again, my man. Dean, we'll see you in Renegades, brother.
Take care, bro.
Alrighty. Well, there you go. Chad Cote, second place finisher here tonight. And now we go to Victory Lane to talk with your winner, Isaac Salas, with a chance at the Triple Crown. Zach, you back yet?
Yeah. I can handle this one.
All right, take it.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh man, Isaac, I'll tell you what, man, dude, that was some of the most fun I've had, and I got to learn a little bit of something from you after you got by me. I mean, how early on, as I tried not to look in that mirror much, when did you figure out, that you could really run that tack there through 3 and 4? In the middle, I mean.
Actually, pretty early. I told Dan, like, I don't know, 3 laps in, I was like, hey, dude, I was like, 3 and 4, there's like 3/4 line tack. I was like, I just about passed you on the outside, just so you know. And then, of course, me saying that, of course, led him to run the same line. But it was good. And then, I was pretty excited from there. I truly kind of learned how far I can go up top here in a sprint car. Without falling for once.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, when you got around me, I had to throw haymakers to try to keep up. I got lucky and picked you off when you tried to go low under Dan. And, well, man, you got to apologize to Dan for me. He was my pick of the race, and I literally said,
Yeah,
he's going to win this thing if he can stay on the track. Oh, man, so Dan can curse me for that one. But I'll tell you what, Isaac, 2 for 2 on the night, man. Are we going to see you step up here in the Renegades?
Well, you'll see me. Well, I don't know about step up, but you will.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
My goal is to be like Dean and have a Renegades win.
Well, that's not. I haven't achieved that goal yet.
Yeah, I know. It's one of our goals together. I think it's, man. I feel like of all the big classes we got, in the night, I feel like I've got P2 and in 2 different, like a second and a third in Renegades, and I feel like it's one of the big things I got to get over, and I'm gonna give it my all. We'll see how it goes, but should be fun.
It's coast to coast #1 division for a reason. I tell you, I'm happy I'm running with Renegades. I'm thrilled, honored that they got me up in Renegades. But man, they're good, aren't they, Isaac? They are so good.
Oh man, it's insane how good they are. You put together a really good race like here in the Rebels, and you're like, man. Me, Cote, I know Mr. Chad was coming in. They're pretty late, and like you put together all of us, and we're like, dang, that was good, that was fast. And then you hop in with these guys, and you're like, dude, where is this other level that I'm missing here? So to run good with them is fantastic, but to get a dub and finally secure the Triple Crown on a Monday would be, I think that's my ultimate goal here.
Well, hey, Isaac, you did a great job in this one, and all 3 of us are rooting for you in the next one, so give him hell, man. But before you get out of here, who you want to thank?
Yeah, I mean, not to sound like a broken record, I guess, but, big shout out to Venom Racing. It was nice to see some names we haven't seen in a while, like,
yes.
Dan and Trent both showed up tonight. Gary was here tonight. Like, it was a full... It was a full team thing today. It was pretty sweet to see everybody, come out. And, I think a lot of that was just to support the Epilepsy Foundation. But yeah, super happy to just be with those guys on a Monday with all of them, really, it felt like. Dean Super Dirt Car Series, Magnum Race Designs, Tommy Gun Customs, JRB Designs, RSN Trackside, Mission 22, Top Notch Trucking, Shaggy TV, Regency Home Inspections, Mom, Dad. Mom and Dad are at a restaurant right now, having Mexican food and drinking margaritas, watching the race on their phone.
They're watching on the phone. I've done that.
Yeah, and of course the chips and salsa. So
that's
always
some extra
good.
for you.
Exactly, and but yeah, and then Kelsey, I just noticed that Kelsey has it on the TV in our room.
We all said hi to her, by the way, Isaac. We all said hi to her.
Good. I'm glad. I hope she's listening. Give her some more some more sugar honey iced tea about that tree that's up already.
Yes.
Yeah, but other than that, like thanks to you guys for the broadcast, man. It's good to see all you guys again. Maybe I'll join the Booth Boys for this final race. Who knows?
Oh yes, do
Why
it.
not?
Do
Why
it.
You know what's funny though? I got to tell a story. Before I went down to Pennsboro, I took Megan out to a real fancy Italian restaurant for her birthday in Scranton, PA, and I had my phone plopped up watching Coast to Coast Thursday Night Thunder.
Oh, dude, Kelsey's used to it. We watch sim race, and we had XR, the XR series on at the hockey game the other day. It's bad. It's turned into an addiction. So it's a lot of fun.
Alrighty, well, we'll have Isaac in the booth then in just a moment. Isaac, congratulations.
Awesome.
Good run, brother.
All right,
Appreciate it.
stay with us right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a
hiatus. So let's get. Right, we'll be talking about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. we can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
We are back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We got one more race left to go tonight. It's the Renegades here at Lernerville Speedway. Marcus Calla with you alongside Zach Chapman and Isaac Salas. Boys, all coming down to this. And as we get set to go for points action here at Lernerville, let's take a look at those standings with 3 races left to go. And it's Patrick Spangler up on Chad Griggs. And this is one where I think Spangler could really shine at here tonight, Isaac.
Yeah, I mean, in the past we used to just kind of call this Patrick's playground, but you know, with how the Renegades have shaped up this week or this season, I apologize. It's actually been really fun to see the battle. It's you know, some of our top guys that we're used to seeing have battled some adversity all season, and I think this is, you know, it plays into a lot of strengths of both like Griggs and Pat. So it should be one awesome battle for tonight.
Zach, what do you expect?
I expect Isaac to do pretty good here because Patrick gave me a setup, and everyone knows, you know, I'm just as good as Patrick. So if he can beat me, he should be able to beat Patrick tonight. Right?
Chad Griggs, though, looking pretty good, though, boys. He is currently the quickest on track at a 12:65.
Yeah, and like I said, I think this really does play into a lot of their strengths. I've gotten to see him throughout, you know, more than just coast to coast, and he's very solid. And when it comes to tracks like this, where it requires a lot of discipline, you know, Chad's right up there with the best of them. So you know, I really do expect the best.
See who's checking in here tonight. Blessed number rooting for Steven Stewart. Let's see who else here. That's the most notable here. Give me one moment. How about Jack Clemenger right now, guys? Could be a threat in this race, too. Second quick, 12:71. Not too bad.
Yeah, for sure. I like it. You know, like and like I said, coming from Rebels, you know, when you get to Renegades races, these things they're crazy competitive, man.
So here we go with time trials. We are set to take action. No B main is needed tonight. First driver we will watch on the racetrack will be Jesse Bandy in the Bandy boat number 49. Bandy, a top 5 driver this season, 3 top 5, 7 top 10, still looking for that first win of the season. Bandy sets the bar here in qualifying as he goes with a 13.66. Bob DeGood looking pretty good, quickest in Sector 1, 13.68 for the 7. Jesse X in third, 13.72. Brad Wade also looking pretty good. He was purple in Sector 2, Tyler Wilson now second on lap 2 to 13.67 as the lap times start to come in. Patrick Spangler third, 13.47 on lap number 1. Barry Goldner up to fifth on lap 1, making Steven Stewart now about 3/10 off of the pace. Connor Ross fourth on lap 1 at a 13.50. Jeff Barker quickest of everyone in sector 2, but slow in sector 1, so he stays fifth, 13.51. Blake Chapman sixth lap 1 at a 13.54. Chad Griggs up to seventh, 13.57. And here comes the salesman. Great lap time that he improved on. And he's up to fifth, 13.50. Isaac Salas third on lap 1, 13.46. They'll call that a lap time there. A great lap from him. Waiting to see if anyone else has a lap time they're working on. Chad Cote off of turn number 4. This is his final lap. Was a 13.91 on lap 2. Better at 13.82, but is 22nd. Bandy the quickest. And so it is Stewart, Goldner, and Moonen that make up the pole sitters here. Heat 1 brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. And on the pole, it's Steven Stewart in the 29. Next to him, the Brute to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row number 2, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39, and the Bandy Boat Master, Jesse Bandy in the 49. Row 3, the boss, Ross Carina in the 10, and the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in the 42. And the final row for tonight, the Pink Panther, Jesse X in the 127, and the Goose, Chad Cote in car 11. Well, boys, who do you got your eyes on closely here in Heat 1?
I mean, you talked about that 39 car. I think you're not going to start on the front row. You want to race here in Heat 1. You may have a little more tack left on the bottom to make the move happen, and I think Patrick Spangler can get it done.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I'm really liking Jesse Bandy. Looked good in qualifying there. I like the line that he had, and if he can just get a good start, I think he can do something here.
Obviously, my eye on Patrick Spangler. But see what Carina can do, and same with Tyler Wilson from row 3. They're always good, especially Tyler Wilson. And what is that paint scheme for the 127? Pierce Graphics, ADRA Eat Sports. Is this made off of like paint.net or something?
That's awesome.
Did April Fool's Day come early? Well, regardless, green flag waves, Heat 1 underway, winner on pole. Good start from Steven Stewart. Patrick Spangler tries to slide up in front of Jeff Barker. Look at Jesse Bandy, 3 wide into turn 3. Tries to get it to work. Sideways in the center of the corner. And down to 4th, lap 1, led by Steven Stewart, Isaac.
Yeah, he just pushed, or Bandy pushed out of 4 there, and it just, lost all that momentum. I think that little bit of higher side in 3 and 4 is kind of where you want to be at. It just keeps your momentum up.
Ooh, Bandy really tilted south there off of turn 4. Found a way to hang on to it. Atkinson looking underneath for that position. Doesn't really have it just yet. Challenge for the lead, though, Zach Spangler there with Stewart.
Yeah, he got a little sideways coming off of 4, but he's still right there on the tail tank of that 29. So look for Patrick Spangler if he can get close enough for a big slider to maybe think about it. 3 and 4.
Halfway home, 4 up and 4 down for Steven Stewart. Everyone all pretty much single file. Barker looks low. The second spot, can he take it away? Not just yet. Give credit to the Brute to Beast. He is hanging in there with the leaders, and he's pretty good at Lernerville. I think he nearly finished 3rd in the Renegades, I believe, a season or 2 ago.
I mean, you heard me talk to Isaac about it even at the end of our feature. There was some grip left in the middle of the track. There's a lot less slider for the lead.
Oh, Spangler with the slide job. High side banger puts her to the lead. Stewart with the counter back. Slide job from Stewart. He's got it off for 2, but no. Spangler has the lane thanks to the 29 because Stewart wants to send it deep into 3 and 4, and the 29 has her out front, but for how long? Final lap is underway. Who's starting on pole?
Got to think advantage 39. I mean, look at that gap going on the backstretch.
He keeps her up top. Lane open for Steven Stewart. Checkers wave. Spangler takes the win. Stewart second, Barker third, Wilson fourth, Corinna fifth, Bandy sixth, Atkinson seventh, and Cote in eighth.
That was a great first heat race. You know, both lines were kind of working there. You know, obviously top a little bit more dominant than anything, but you know, it's good to see both lines kind of working here.
You call me crazy, but is that our first heat without anyone going off?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Heat 2 brought to you by Regency Home Inspection. Here's the starting lineup as Barry Goldner is on the pole in the 36. Next to him, Chad Griggs in the 27. Row 2, Canada Connor Ross, the 35. Next to him, Bob DeGood in the 7. Row 3, Brad Waite in the 814. Next to Brian Moore Jr. in the 09. And the final row 4 tonight, Jack Clevenger in the 78. No call for Gavin Chatham on the grid. So we are stuck with 7 cars here in heat race number 2. Who are we watching out for here closely in heat 2, boys?
I mean, it has to be Chad Griggs. You know, if you've raced at Lernerville at all, that top you get a little bit more momentum. You know, on the initial start just because of the banking there. So it's going to be hard to beat him, I believe.
Green flag waves. Heat number 2 is on. Look at Brian Moore Jr. thread the needle. Contact! How did Moore Jr. save it? I got no idea, but that relegates him down to 7th spot. Now we got a race for the lead. Barry Goldner, Chad Griggs, the 27, just going to pull away out from this point onward here, guys.
Oh, yeah, Connor Ross just got sideways coming out of 4, and now he's going to lose maybe 1 or 2 spots here. He's still fishing to try to get that thing back on the
Brad Waite around the outside, that 814 Justin Peck lookalike scheme. Moves up to P3. Bob DeGood now looking for 4th here, Isaac.
Yeah, absolutely. And that high side momentum is really starting to carry him around Connor. He's just getting a little too sideways on the bottom there, I think, to, you know, have anything with Bob.
3 to go in the heat race. Contact between Waite and Barry Goldner this time of the battle for P2. DeGood looks low in the 814. Does he have the momentum? Not just yet. DeGood wants to slide in line. That is tight. And he found a way to do it, but he got really loose on corner exit, Zach.
Yeah, but now he's fishing for it again here. Barry's going to get a run, and if these guys keep racing hard, look at those 2 behind him. They're coming up. Got a 4-car battle here.
This is a fall-off waiting to happen. Brad Waite trying to move up to P3 once again with 2 laps to go. This is so tight. Brad Waite with a lane. Same with Connor Ross. Final lap is underway. Everyone makes it in no matter what. Oh, man, that's so good. Chad Griggs will win this heat race. Barry Goldner 2nd. Battle for 3rd. Connor in the wall pretty good. And did he get 4th over Bob DeGood? I don't think he did.
No, I think getting in the wall cost him. He may have had it, but Bob edged him out.
Waite finished 3rd. That does not count as a fall-off because they took the checkered flag, so sorry, y'all.
That looked like a Hail Melon.
Heat 3 brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. Here's the starting lineup. The Money King, Kyle Moonen on the pole in 24. Next to him, Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217. Row 2, the Salesman, Blake Chapman in the 20. And Slide Job Isaac Salas in the 5. Row 3, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis in the 161. And Devo Donovan Ross in the 5. Final car on the grid, the Professor, John Hine, back with us in the 71. So Slide Job, best of luck tonight.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Put you on mute temporarily before we go green.
Yeah, put him on mute before I say this, Marty, because he probably got the crappiest draw. This is a tough field for that 5. This is a pick'em race.
He's got Blake, Kyle, Donovan.
I mean, Terry Landis, you know, he knows how to work the bottom here. He's always a wild card at Lernerville.
Here we go from our Farm Management Heat 3 as we are green.
Devo goes off already. He got in the front stretch wall and went over in turn 1.
There's one. That puts us at 34. Let's rewind this just to confirm. Yep, off track. So he's in the back. Kyle Moonen, meanwhile, leads the opening lap. Blake Chapman second. There you go. Once again, there's Zach Terry Landis working the bottom up to third.
I told you, it's not easy to do, and Isaac touched on it a little bit. Connor was just kind of messing himself up like Terry just did there, losing the rear end on exit. But if you can be smooth and keep that thing straight going down the straightaways, a lot of tack down there.
Terry's still trying once again, but he's lost some steam to both Salas and Jack Hit. Everyone ripping the lip here off turn 4. Jack up in the wall, up on 2 wheels. Did that mess up the steering though, Zach?
It looks like it's okay now, but I don't know how many more of those he can get away with. Those things are real fragile. You saw.
There it goes.
He goes over.
And
I imagine that thing was tight after getting in the wall.
Absolutely. Without question. 3 to go here in Heat 3. And we've got 2 added on the fall-off count out of this heat race. I believe that puts us at 35 on the money. Now I'm fine with all these guys finishing clean for 35 laps.
Yeah, good luck.
And I'm not fine with that, Isaac. What the heck? No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. He kept 2 wheels on. That does not count. Here they come through 3 and 4. Checkers wave. Kyle Moonen, your winner in Heat 3. Blake Chapman second. Landis third. Heinen fourth. Got past Isaac Salas at the end. Goes home in 5th. Ross 6th. Hits 7th.
Yeah, I'm with you there, though. F1 rules apply right now. He had 2 tires on the race.
Exactly. 2 tires. 2 tires. So step aside and go to break. Warm-up time. When we come back, 35 laps, the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, let's update that fall-off count. We've got 35 going into the feature tonight. Jesse Bandy, your quickest, 13.964. Isaac Salas second, 13.97. Jesse X at third, 14.08. 14.10. Kyle Moonen fourth. Brad Waite fifth, 14.10. As we get set to go to action. Isaac, how's the track feeling right now, brother?
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. I really feel like the slider line's almost there, if I'm being honest with you. I set the fast time there. Obviously, you got to worry about your momentum on the next lap if you're going to try to run a little bit lower there. But, I mean, it might be a little bit safer than falling off.
And you'll save some tire there in the opening laps.
Exactly. That's the goal.
So checkers are out here. Time to go racing. Let's meet the field and give you your RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Next to him, Chad Griggs in the 27, your top two in the standings. Row number 2, the Money King, Kyle Moon in the 24, and Steven Stewart in the 29. Row 3, Barry Goldner in the 36, and the salesman Blake Chapman in the 20. Row 4, the Brood to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513, and Brad Waite in the 814. Rounding out the top 10 tonight, Terry Landis, the Desert Demon, in the 161, and Tyler Wilson in the 42, the Macho Man. Row 6, Bob DeGood in the 7, and the Professor, John Hine, in the 71. Row 7, Ross the Boss Corinna in the 10, and Canada Connor Ross, the 35. Row number 8, Sly Job Isaac Salas in the 5, and the Bandyboat Master, Jesse Bandy, in the 49. Row 9, Jack Clevenger in the 78, and Devo, Donovan Ross in the 5. Row 10, Jesse Axon, the Pink Panther in the 127, and Brian Moore Jr. in the 9. Row 11, Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217. Final car on the grid this evening, the Goose, Chad Cote. Picks to win tonight, I am going to go with hometown boy Patrick Spangler from pole. Zach, we'll let you go next.
I'm going to take my long-lost cousin. I'm allowed to pick Blake again, and I'm feeling the salesman tonight.
Isaac?
Well, since you just left it out for me, I'm taking Chad, man.
All righty, good picks all around. Isaac, best of luck. We'll talk to you afterwards, all right?
Awesome, thank you.
See who the picks are to win.
Not going to lie, I forgot we have 2 Chads now. I was like, why would he take... Being so obvious, Chad Cote. I forgot about Chad Griggs on the front row. I did.
Yes, it could be pretty easy to forget him, that's for sure. One lap until we take the Flatline Racing Bodies green flag for our Renegades feature. Ross Corinna, we're being told to start from the pits tonight. 22 cages of cold metal set to do battle here. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck on pit road. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast at Showtime at Lernerville? Patrick Spangler, good start off for turn number 2. Chad Griggs second. Kyle Moonen looking underneath for the runner-up spot. He can't get the great exit from Griggs. Could he go for the race lead here, Zach?
He's going to try, but now he's got Kyle Moonen underneath him, so there's nothing he can do. And who was that? Steven Stewart, man. He got really close to going off. Lost 1-2 spots, but able to keep it on. Griggs
to the lead with a run downstairs. Patrick Spangler, though, with the crisscross. Griggs nearly goes off there in turn 2, but great grip on corner exit for the 27. They're wing to wing in the corner.
Yeah, and, you know, it's a case of Patrick knows his role right now. He could have went in deep, threw a slider, tried to counter Chad back, but he sees Chad's quicker right now. Let him burn up his stuff. It's a long race.
Stacking up at midfield, leads to an exit. Big one! Connor Ross, Barry Golder off the track. One just bounced off one another. Jesse Bandy is also involved. Violent accident right in front of our broadcast cameras.
Yeah, Barry and Terry get into it, and then Barry and Bob get into it. Man, Barry was a ping pong ball there.
Man, look at that. High rate of speed, then Bandy took a leck. Couple onboards we got to watch with. Let's watch Connor Ross. Nowhere to go, one bet.
Yeah, and you got to think, man. I mean, you feel for everyone there, but Bandy especially, ending up on the roof. He's got a toe. Now you got to hope he makes it back out.
From the Bandyboat Masters on board. Nowhere to go either. So we had 3 off tracks there. Watch the shot in real time.
Alright, man. Light you back on the pace car. We're not going green.
Gonna delay this green one more lap here. I think we got a couple blacks to clear from what I'm hearing.
I believe that is the case. 38 on the fall-off count tonight. That is, I haven't seen that number that high in a while. We could hit 40 tonight. So the biggest mover in all of that I'm noticing from that wreck, Jesse Atkinson, who started 19th. He's up 6 spots early into 13th.
Yeah, able to weather the storm, and I mean that's half the battle here. Plenty of time to still pick people off, and the track's gonna get real racy.
Green flag back of the air. Griggs able to hold serve. Caught Patrick Spangler sleeping. 3 wide for second for just a moment. Brad weightlifting for now. Spangler ripping the cushion off for turn number 4. He may have edged out Blake Chapman for third there. I'm not too sure. It was pretty tight there.
It was close to call at the line, but I believe iRacing did give it to Kyle Moonen by just a little bit. Not sure if he's going to get it this time. Yeah, he does, man.
Jack Hitt went off the track. But yeah, you brought up Kyle Moonen in the battle for second with the salesman. We all know how good Blake Chapman is at the bottom early, and then he turns it up a heck of a notch, kind of like what Anthony Morano does in an open 358.
I mean, I'm watching Kyle. He's really fast in 3 and 4. Matches Chad Griggs. I mean, they're both burning a new line in every time they go through 3 and 4. But there he gets in the wall. And
front end up in the air for a moment for the Money King.
And everyone's entering turn 1 a full car length lower than Chad Griggs is. It's unbelievable. He's flirting with the devil up there.
Remember how dominant Chad Griggs was last week at Weedsport. How fast he was in the opening stages. Then I think he had some company later on, but Griggs looking to go back-to-back. He has found momentum, right place at the right time.
Yeah, I think the only thing that could hurt him is maybe a caution with 10 or 15 to go, because with Blake and Patrick ripping the bottom right now, they're saving that rear tire, and that'll give them enough to strike here with 10 laps to go, if they can tighten up.
How about this battle for third? Spangler,
Moonen
Kyle
went
Moonen
over.
off the track. And now the battle for third is Patrick Spangler and Jeff Barker. And yes, Kyle Moonen, he's fired the engine back up. And now another car in trouble. I thought I saw it was John Hind for a moment, fading back a couple of spots, but everything is good. How about, though, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, following Patrick Spangler in the race for third. And also another guy, Jesse Atkinson, up 12 spots in the MS paint scheme.
Yeah, man, the Pink Panther, he's on the move here, but you touched on that. What a run out of that 513. I mean, who had Jeff Barker running in the top 4 here in the feature? I mean, I know I did.
15 laps complete, 20 laps to go. Chad Griggs his lead, 1.7 seconds on Blake Chapman. Hearing that Chad Cote is off course, and yes, he is. That makes it 3 fall-offs we got to update in just a little bit. Some other good racing on the track. Isaac Salas battling Steven Stewart in the battle for 8th. Salas back up on there on the lip. Man, oh man, don't do it to me, Isaac.
Yeah, that was a close call, man. He stuck that right rear over the edge. I don't know how he's keeping this thing on the racing surface.
He is hanging on to that puppy for dear life. We go a couple more spots up. Jesse Atkinson has caught Brad Waite in the battle for 6th position. See if the Pink Panther can do anything about this possibly. Good run off for turn 4 from Atkinson. And now he looks to strike.
He needs to get that thing on the podium. I need the story behind who painted that thing.
That would be a fun interview and try to learn about this paint scheme. Bob D. Good off track of the 7. Don't know if he put 4 wheels off the track. Nope, he just 360 this thing. Off of Kyle Moonen. Wow, and somehow kept it straight. And he is a lap down now to Chad Griggs. Blake Chapman working on him. The 7 car lets him go by. Oh, Wilson sideways, same with Brad Wade. And now the Pink Panther up 14 spots in the top 5. He needs this long run to keep going, because if it does, I think he could catch not only Jeff Barker, but Patrick Spangler too.
Yeah, I mean, he's quick. It's just he's going to need a timely caution, and these guys are spread out right now. I really don't know if we're going to get one.
Wilson wants a spot
Ooh,
back. Brad Wade
on the backstretch.
off the track in 2. Put 5 on that now. Hal gonna have to put that on the pit road. He will not be able to that car back going, and that is the case. Meanwhile, 10 laps to go for Chad Griggs. It's been all him ever since this restart, leading by 2.5 seconds on Blake Chapman. Patrick Spangler, Jeff Barker, each not too far behind. Still watching the battle for 5th.
Yeah, I know he went over, Marty, but when's the last time we saw Jesse Bandy here fighting for his life to stay on the lead lap? As Devo goes over, he's down over the backstretch.
Keeps the car going, but yeah, that is a great point. It feels like forever since Bandy was last in a situation like this. He's currently in 14th, started 16th on the night. Back to 5th. Second biggest mover behind Atkinson. Up 9, Brian Moore Jr. Then it's Salas and Clevenger, each up 8. Let's go
Jesse, he's run these guys down, but then he wants the top. He can't make a move on the bottom.
For second, Spangler ripping the top. He's caught Blake Chapman. And the 2 are going at it once again here at Lernerville. 5 laps to go.
Yeah, Blake just edged him out at the line here, but I think the advantage is starting to wear off. He's going to have to move to the top. That bottom's starting to lose its shine.
Without question. Spangler, though, 2.5 seconds behind. Jack Clevenger, John Hine, each off the track. No caution here. Clevenger in a safe spot to exit.
Ooh, when John came back on, man, Chad Griggs was just coming. Oh, that was close, Marty.
Hine currently in the 10th position and goes a lap down. So how about this run for Chad Griggs? He has left 9 drivers on the lead lap in a 23. Oh, no!
Hold the phone.
2 laps to go. Tyler Wilson brings out a yellow. And it is not over.
Ooh, we get some help from the man up here with us. Isaac trims the grass and probably loses the handle on that. Gets into the backup.
Yeah, Salas just sending it a little bit too deep. Ooh, Steven Stewart nearly got involved as well. Let's ride from Stewart's perspective. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! See the wheel on in that race car? Had a handful there. So let's take the fall-off count.
A natural green-white checkered here, too.
So that means we'll have three more restarts at most in this race. Fall-off count, 46. If we have 3 green-white checkers, chances are likely we'll hit 50. Here we go. And Chad Griggs take the win. Patrick Spangler's found a way back in this race. Will he use it to his advantage, though?
Green flag, green flag.
Griggs able to hold serve. Look at the run on corner exit for Spangler. He is there on Chad Griggs. Sends it deep. Slide job, Spangler. New leader at the white flag. Can the hometown kid do it? Griggs real wheels up with Spangler. And here comes Chapman. 3 wide off in turn 2. Great exit for the high side banger. Is that what does it? Chapman with a shot in 3 and 4. Patrick Spangler does it at his home track.
Man, first to third on a green-white checkered. Chad is going to be kicking himself after that.
That is going to be a tough interview there without question. That is going to, if there is no yellow, without a doubt, Chad Griggs wins this race.
Yeah, I mean, Marty, that's exactly what I said needed to happen. I mean, those two bottom fed, and you could just see there on that restart the difference in grip. I mean, they ran the same line, but Patrick and Blake so quick up top. I mean, that's just, they played the long game.
I would have thought for a moment there, Zach. We saw that contact in a turn 1. I thought Spangler was going over, and I thought Griggs was going to lose it as well. We would have been talking about Blake Chapman in victory lane tonight.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. I mean, I don't know how Patrick kept that thing on the track, and I'm not too sure how Chad woed that thing down either. But those guys, two good wheelmen and able to hold onto that podium.
So take a look at the results here on your screen again. Give credit to the leaders. 9 drivers on the lead lap in the end. So Patrick Spangler extends his lead on Chad Griggs.
What was their count, Marty?
Oh, yeah. Final count tonight, 46.
Wow.
It was safe to say it was a hectic night. So, all right, we've got our top 3 all in here. Let's, I got to get Isaac unmuted here. I forgot about him. It was just too much of a long run. So, all right, top 3 time. Let's go to Chad Griggs finishing in 3rd. Chad, I hate doing this. I hate doing these interviews, man. No yellow, and you would have won that race without question. What happened on those final 2 laps?
The caution came out. That's what happened. You saw it. Nothing I can do there. Like, then it becomes a blocking game, and you're just blocking, and it's not a, whatever. It is what it is. Like I said last week, this is not a good track of mine, but I tried to focus in. I tried to do my best and run my best race, and I don't know. I guess maybe Patrick Spangler had somebody on his Christmas card list that brought that caution out or something, I guess. I don't know.
We watched a replay. There was contact that led to the spin, by the way, in just a hard racing situation. There was nothing that was staged in that scenario. So, but
I wasn't insinuating that. That was meant to be a joke.
Oh, okay. You had me nervous there for a moment.
That was not meant literal. That was just meant to be a joke.
Okay, gotcha. Had me nervous there for a moment, but anyway.
No.
Regardless, though, great run tonight. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Thank you guys. Thank Roger for the league. Thank everybody. Thank my team, STR, Scott Thomason Racing, Josh Whiteman for my paint jobs, and we'll go into Knoxville. I'm pretty confident there. So,
alrighty, man. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Chad Griggs finishing 3rd. Still loves that. He's got his head up high in high spirits after that one, and yeah, I'd if that were me, I would be heartbroken and peeved off at the same time. So, but anyway, Blake Chapman finishing 2nd. Long lost cousin, you can take it.
Well, Blake, I picked you to win. I didn't make you wreck this evening, but we just couldn't get there. And talk to us about that final lap, man. When you see those front 2 make contact going down the straightaway, you thinking you can steal that one?
No, I really wasn't thinking that too much. On that restart there, I figured I might have a shot if they both went high, and they did, but I just overdrove it a little too much into one. Missed my entry there, and then coming out of the backstretch right off of that restart, they had me by quite a few car lengths, so I figured I was done for then. But yeah, I don't know. They must have got into each other, like you said, on the front stretch there, because coming off of 2 on the last lap, it's like, whoa, I'm pretty close to him now. So, and I hit 3 and 4 pretty well, but that top was just a little too fast tonight, especially towards the end. The bottom was good for most of the race, just went away a little too much for me there at the end to steal the win.
Yeah, and you talking about that, I brought you up about that. I thought you maybe stayed committed to that bottom for a little too long. And is that kind of setup based? Were you geared down there? Did you have to stick down there?
Yeah, the gear I was running, the setup I was running, I could have moved up, but I was thinking about it there towards the last lap, maybe last corner throwing a slider, but I wasn't sure if I was going to clear Patrick or not, so I was just kept it down low. This car was good down there all night, even when it got pretty slick down there, so I felt really good on corner exit, so I decided to stick with it.
Well, kid, good points night for that 20. Congratulations, my man. And I think it's time for my cousin here to sell some popcorn.
Yeah, that's right. First, I got to thank the parents for watching. Of course, I got to thank all of the guys down at KSR, especially Terry, for running with me tonight. Of course, I got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, and Andy at AJ Custom Creations. And of course, I got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. They got some of the best stuff out there. You can head over to their website and don't forget to use code CART, that's C-A-R-T, at checkout for 15% off some of their very delicious popcorn. And I got to thank you guys for putting this broadcast on.
Hey, great run, Blake. You really turned it on at the end, man, and you made that one really exciting. Congratulations, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again more this year.
I hope so. Thank you.
So Blake Chapman, your runner-up finisher this evening. And now we go to victory lane. Hyped up Patrick Spangler, that's for sure. How about that finish, man? You got the yellow you needed, and right out of the restart, you took it to your advantage.
Yeah, I knew he was just hammering the top the whole race. I was too, but I saw his lap time starting to fall off a little bit. So I just got a good run off the top of 2 and just took the chance before he got away again and made it stick.
Really seemed like he had a much better car on the short run, though, regardless, compared to Greg's. Then on the long run, he would just simply pull away.
Yeah, I wasn't very comfortable at the beginning. I got the lead to start with, and then I was running the top, thought that was quickest, and then he blew right past me, running like a lane below me, and so did Moonin and Blake. So I had to figure out something and just claw my way back up.
Well, a hometown win. You move on to Knoxville, where you've won in the past. How do you feel going in?
Pretty good. Knoxville has changed some on the new build, so it all depends on how the track wears in, but always a fun race, and just trying to keep the streak going here with first or second besides Lucas there with that black flag issues we're having that night. But yeah, just having a great season so far.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Just you and all the broadcast booth guys. Isaac for being that caution there, helped me out. Who else?
Yeah, don't mention it.
I didn't see. I just got told about it.
I believe that.
Roger,
bring as a teammate. Yeah.
Roger for Run the League. Jack for filling in for the admin tonight. D&D Designs on the wrap. Dan, I'll go back on watching. Training Wheels Racing. And Epilepsy Night. I thank Morano for getting that together and getting everybody to pitch in on that. And that mod race is pretty cool with all the purple cars out there. So, yeah, fun night.
And hey, Patrick, I want to personally, man, that thing was a hot rod. I appreciate you hooking me up tonight. Thank you.
I saw it. 26 laps or so you had in the lead. That was nice.
Yeah, I couldn't seal the deal. Just needed you in the seat.
Yeah, how about that? All right.
All righty, Pat.
See you guys next week.
Yep, you as well. Great job, Patrick.
Thanks.
So the high side banger takes the victory. Patrick Spangler extending the points lead on Chad Griggs. Well, boys, as we sign off here, final thoughts on another successful Monday night. Who wants to take it first?
I mean,
go ahead, Isaac.
If you're talking successful, my first two races were pretty successful. My third one not so much. But like I said, man, these guys in Renegades, they're a different animal. The consistency's there, just the raw talent, raw speed's there. And it just makes you want to do a little bit better. And these guys put on a really good show. So I'm glad to be a part of that show, and hopefully we did it justice tonight.
Zach, how about you?
Well, I mean, Leonardville is just one of those tracks where you got to keep your head on a swivel. It's so easy to go over the edge, and you're basically racing the track as much as you are everyone around you, and that's why you see a bunch of problems here. But all in all, man, you're set up with 2 good races here. My man brings home 2 of them, and Patrick Spangler steals this one with the white flag lap. So, heck of a race we were treated to tonight.
Well, with that being said, we will bid adieu on this Monday night. Thanks for joining us on behalf of the Coast to Coast Racing League, all the fine drivers and sponsors, Roger Craig and his great group of admins. On behalf of my broadcast partners, Isaac Salas, Zach Chapman, Marty Scala saying so long. Congrats to your winners, Isaac Salas and Patrick Spangler. So long, everyone.